about prepositions and the usage of prepositions in different forms like preposition of space, and then we covered preposition of direction. So today we are going to cover another form of preposition, which is preposition of travel or preposition of movement. So these type of prepositions are used whenever we want to indicate some kind of movement or some kind of travel. So definition is to indicate some type of movement or travel. So whenever we want to indicate some kind of movement or travel, at that time we will be making use of preposition of movement or preposition of travel. Example can be in, into, on, at, onto, off, by. All these are the example of from. From is also an example of preposition of movement or preposition of travel. Another example can be across, along. No, across and along is preposition of direction, right? So in, into, on, at, onto, off, by, from, etc. There can be many others. These are the examples of preposition of movement or preposition of travel. So the example can be, let us say first I want to explain travel. So for traveling we will always make use of by. We travel by bus. We travel by train. We travel by car. Right? So whenever we are making use of the word travel, we will always say by. So with travel, the preposition will be used by for explaining any kind of movement or any kind of travel. So travel plus by. We travel by bus, we travel by train, by car or by plane. Anything, right? Then another example can be, I can go on foot. Now, on what am I going? I am going on my foot. So, on foot is again a preposition of traveling, because this indicates that I am going to move, I am going to travel. Another example is, we will go to the park on our bicycles. Now again this is indicating some kind of movement or some kind of travel. So on bicycle, on any kind of public vehicle. So on plus any kind of vehicle can also be used. For example, we are planning to go on public vehicles from tomorrow. Now from tomorrow again means that tomorrow again indicates some kind of time. So this is from tomorrow, this is indicating time. But go on public vehicles, here I am making use of go. Therefore it indicates some kind of movement or some kind of travel. So go on public vehicles. So whenever vehicles are used, we can make use of on as well. Even bus, train and car are also vehicles. But when we are making use of travel, then we will be making use of by. And when we are making use of go, then we will add on to it. Right? Another example can be, my friend travels by car. Again, I am using travel, so I will say by. I will make use of the preposition by. So another examples for the usage of preposition of movement can be: he travelled from London to New York. Now again I am mentioning the travelling area. So here from London to New York is the route, right? Whenever we want to discuss any kind of route, there also we will be making use of preposition of movement. So he travelled from London to New York. So here from and to are again the prepositions of movement. Another example is: when is Rahul going to Paris? Now when is Rahul going to Paris? This again shows the movement or the travel, right? So Rahul will be traveling to Paris. Therefore I am saying to, and to will be my preposition of movement. Another example can be: are you returning from Delhi? Now again, are you returning from Delhi? It again mentions the travel. So this is again the preposition of travel. Now with any kind of place I am making use of from. Therefore from is my preposition of place. Now in all the three examples we can see one thing, that here we are making use of different kinds of places. But for every place and for every destination there is a different preposition. And there is a different preposition because the prepositions are used according to the statement or according to the sentence. We have to make sure that a proper meaningful sentence is created while making use of prepositions. So whenever we make use of return, we will be using the preposition from. But when I am making use of the word go, then for that go I will make use of the preposition to, or I can make preposition by some vehicle. And whenever we are moving from one place to another, then we will be making use of from and to. Now another important concept of preposition is that whenever we are using the word home, so before the verb, if there is any verb of movement, so when there is any verb of movement plus home, then no preposition is used. We do not need to use any preposition if there is verb of movement followed by the word home. For example, I say Neha is reaching home in 15 minutes. Now I will not say Neha is reaching to home or at home. No. Whenever there is any kind of movement, when there is the verb of movement plus the word home, then we do not make use of the preposition. Another example. Sonia is traveling home by car. Now Sonia is traveling home by car. Again, traveling is my verb of motion, and verb of motion plus home means that no preposition is used. But again, with every statement there is some exception, and even to this statement the exception is that when there is no verb of movement but instead there is any kind of noun or pronoun. When there is any kind of noun or pronoun, then this statement gets wrong, because with noun and pronoun we will always be using a preposition. With a noun or a pronoun plus whom, preposition is used, but when there is any verb of movement plus the word whom, no preposition is used. So here the example can be I will reach my parents' home. So I will reach my parents' home is wrong. I will reach to my parents' home is the correct usage of the preposition. I will reach to my parents' home. This is the correct usage of preposition when we are making use of home plus the noun, or the noun plus the word home. With the word home, we can make use of the prepositions in, at and to according to the sentence, so that a meaningful sentence can be made. Like I say, no one lives in this home. So here I am making use of in the home. Another example is the guest arrived at home. So here, whenever the word arrive is used, we will be making use of at, but we will be making use of at when there is a particular destination. Now the destination over here is at. And third, she returned to home. Right? She returned to home. There we are making use of the preposition to. Now this was about basically the word home. The next important word is arrive. Now for the word arrive, the preposition used can be in and at. Both the preposition usage is correct according to the meaning of the sentence. For example, I say, the train arrived at the station. Now, the train arrived at the station is the correct usage of the preposition at. Why? Because now I am indicating that the train is arriving. Now, this shows the movement. For movement, we make use of these type of prepositions, and out of these prepositions, at is the correct usage. So at the station, whenever there comes the word station, be it any kind of station, be it airport, bus stand or a railway station, we will always make use of the word at. The next example can be, the train will arrive in 10 minutes. Now here with arrive, I am making use of the preposition at, but in the next sentence with arrive, I am making use of the preposition in. Because the usage of preposition differs from sentence to sentence. We should add those prepositions in the sentences so that the proper meaning of the sentence can be easily solved, right? The preposition, the train will arrive in 10 minutes. Whenever I am not sure about the exact time, I am not mentioning the proper time. If I say 5 p.m. and I say the train will arrive in 5 p.m., that sentence will be wrong, because whenever I am specifying a particular time, I will always use at. I will say the train will arrive at 5 p.m. But if I'm not sure about the time and I'm just guessing the time, like in so and so hours or in so and so minutes, then I will make use of my preposition in. But if I'm having the clear idea, then I will say at and then mention the particular time. Another example can be the guest arrived in the village. Now I am saying the guest arrived in the village. This is correct. But instead of in, if I write at, the guest arrived at the village, even the usage of at is correct. So there are some points in which the usage of either of the prepositions can be used so that a correct sentence is formed. Now, if we use both these prepositions, then both the sentences are right. I say the guest arrived at the village or the guest arrived in the village. Both are forming the same meaning and both are grammatically correct. So, in this video, we studied about a different concept of preposition, and that is preposition of movement or preposition of travel. And then the various examples are in, into, on, at, onto, of, by, from, etc. And then we used different type of prepositions so that we can get a clear idea of what actually these prepositions means and where these prepositions can be used.